Good morning. Welcome to Commodity Corner. Bubba and the Badger talk about talking commodities. So, Badger, we had some action last week in the commodity markets, and I think we're going to start out with natural gas because natural gas continues to plummet. In fact, it's now having a real adverse effect on a lot of the stocks, and there's things going on. Is there any bottom to natural gas?
Well, I think there's clearly a bottom. I think one of the things is, Bubba, that we've talked about this, and this is important, that people don't get sucked into this thinking that, we'll just buy the natural gas because it's got to go up. We know that there's a formation in the market right now called a contango, which we've talked about. Natural gas prices are being killed because of storage capacity. Usually at this time of year, the storage capacity, say, is 91% because they've used a lot of the natural gas over the winter. This year it's like at 97%.
Right.
So, if you had enough money in the world, Bubba, right now, what would I be doing? I'd be buying cash natural gas, and as long as I can store it somewhere, and I would just simply sell it in December.
Right.
We've talked about it's 65% higher in December than it is now. If my storage costs are less, and if I can find a place to store it, I make that trade every day. So we don't want our listeners to get confused here and think that, we can just buy natural gas. It's just not going to go up. That may not happen. You can only do it if you're a producer.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right. So now, interesting trade happened in the grain markets on last Friday. I thought it was quite interesting. They were kind of volatile, but by the end of the day, soybeans were up 35% and wheat and corn were both down. What do you make of that?
Well, yeah, soybeans weren't actually up 35%, but they were up 35.
No, 35 cents.
I'm sorry. I thought you said 35%. I didn't hear it. I don't know. It's really interesting. We've been talking about this for a while. It appears that, with corn, last summer when corn made all-time highs, we made those highs, about in July, and then it steadily sold off the rest of the year. I think what's happening here is you're seeing that the wheat and the corn, which were the leaders percentage-wise last year, are now faltering behind. That could mean a number of things. Most likely that, there was a way over planting, and they're going to have bumper crops. On the other hand, soybeans, it appears that they want to continue to go higher. They did have a little bit of a sell-off late the week before, and then they sold off most of last week. And then on Friday, they just skyrocketed back up to high. I would say that soybeans, if I had to make a guess, soybeans are now within 35, 40 cents of their all-time high.
Right.
I think we're probably going to see that. I think that's going to hit. How far they'll go, who knows? We know that they can go as far as they want to go. We've been here before.
I would agree. And then, of course, we've got our own friend, the oil, which oil is basically, I think it's trending lower, but it's up back at that 105 area, looking to break off. And I still believe that oil's coming back to 100. But right now we're in choppy congestion. Any thoughts there?
Oil is definitely in congestion. I mean, there's no question about it. It's a choppy congestion. It's not as volatile, but the whole world's been coming out of oil for quite some time. I agree with you. I think we'll probably get down to that 100 level. I won't be surprised if we get down there, maybe lower. There's a lot of stuff in the papers now about the price of gasoline has reached a peak. Who knows? I mean, I was in California last week, and the price of in Chicago, I saw the price of a gallon of gas was like $4.96. As you well know, I live out here in the West. I mean, gas is almost $1 a gallon lower out here.
That's funny because I said on my Bloomberg spot last week, I said that this will be the first driving season I can remember where gas prices are actually going to come down. And then our good old friend gold. What do you think?
Well, gold's having trouble. We've said this a lot of times. Gold is a commodity, and like all other commodities, yes, it's been an ungodly winning streak for years, but that's if you bought it at a certain level. If you would have bought gold last year at this time, you're down to 20% on your money?
That's all. Just a mere bag of shells.
Yeah, it is. So, gold to me seems to be going lower. It's making a series of lower highs, and it tries to break back to the upside. And we are in a very broad congestion range now for 6 months. I mean, it's very big.
Right.
It came down, tested double bottoms, and now it appears to be stuck pretty much in the middle. If you look at the numbers, and if you believe anything, if you put any kind of bands on it, the numbers, it's almost flat. the moving average, the mean, is almost flat now.
Okay.
So I think it's looking for direction. I think the direction it's looking for is lower.
All right, so we bring ourselves to our usual. Dow, we'll use 13,100, higher or lower?
I think it'll be lower than that.
Gold, 1625.
I look for gold to be lower.
Oil, 104.
I look for oil to be lower.
Well, I'm going to stick with my usual because I've been like this for the last few weeks. It's been working out overall. I'm going lower across the board because I still think that we're up at the upper levels and everything. And the gold has got downtrending. So I'm going to go lower. Everybody have a wonderful weekend. Be safe. Be happy. We'll talk then Monday at the Bubba Show. Take care.